Good evening, everybody. Madam Clerk?
This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10:4-6 et sec. Notice of which was sent to the record in the Star Ledger and was posted on the municipal bulletin.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Here. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Here. Councilmember Pataglia.
Here.
Councilmember Carroll.
Here.
Mayor LaBrus.
Here. Would everybody please rise for the flag salute?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We got a lot of folks here tonight, so we have some proclamations, some presentations, and some swearing in. So we're going to start with swearing in of 2 police sergeants, correct? All right. So. Okay. Would Jason Butler please come forward? Okay, we're going to have somebody hold the Bible for you, sir? Yes, somebody?
My son, is that okay?
Sure, absolutely.
James.
And the baby.
Picture.
This is going to be a great picture. So please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jason Butler,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United
and
States
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same,
and to the governments established
to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of the police sergeant
of the police sergeant
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Yep, that's the sign. Sure, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, Francesco Capitiello. Okay, very good. Who's going to hold the Bible for you, sir?
My fiance Stephanie.
Sure, absolutely. Would you like your parents? Your parents to come up also? Sure. Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Francesco Capitello,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and
and
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of police sergeant
all the duties of police sergeant
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you. Appreciate it. Director Benetti, we need a signature. Would you like to say anything?
Sure.
Yeah, you-
Where's Sergeant Butler? You guys can stand up here. I want to congratulate you guys on behalf of the Hackensack Police Department, but I do have to tell the mayor something. I called you guys up the day you got promoted, and I had you promise me one thing. What was that?
We would take our wives out to dinner.
Take your wives out to dinner. And I told them if they didn't do that, and I spoke to you two guys, and you said he did. I said if they didn't do that, I was going to talk to the mayor, and we would rescind their promotions. and here's why, okay? And when you get a chance, both of you, go research Baden Powell, okay? Maybe you haven't heard of him. He's the founder of the Boy Scouts, but you know, okay? One of the things he said that's very meaningful is that if you want a lesson in character, then give responsibility or take responsibility. And why that's important for you two is now you're in frontline supervisor positions. You're going to have a heck of a lot more responsibility. Hence the reason why I said take you guys out to dinner. Because that's not going to happen as much as you'd like it to in the future. And there's a reason for that. The reason is these two gentlemen up here have a lot to do for the Hackensack Police Department, but more importantly for all you out there in the audience to be really good sergeants, really good supervisors, and most importantly, inspiring leaders. So that takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of responsibility. So we're looking forward to the great things you're going to do for the city. Congratulations. Looking forward to things. What do you say?
Great job, guys. Thanks. Appreciate it. Okay, moving on. Okay. So we have some proclamations here. Yes. So I have 4 proclamations here. First one I'm going to read is for... Yes, there are. Would you guys, why does all the library board and the library director please come up? No.
Frank, what do you next one?
So we just received recently Best Library in Bergen,
Right,
correct?
Best in Bergen County.
Best in Bergen County, Johnson Public Library. So that's a great cause for this proclamation. So the proclamation reads, whereas today's libraries and their service extend far beyond their 4 walls, bringing communities together for entertainment, education, and a sense of connection through the many programs they offer in addition to the books. And whereas libraries also connect people to technology, providing access to the internet, computers, training that are critical for accessing education and employment opportunities. And whereas in times of crisis, libraries and library professionals play an invaluable role in supporting their communities both in person and virtually. And whereas libraries are cornerstones of democracy, promoting the free exchange of information and ideas for all. And whereas our very own Johnson Library was recently recognized as the best library in Bergen County by 201 magazine, Now therefore, I, John P. LaGrosse Jr., Mayor of the City of Hackensack, along with members of the council, do hereby endorse the observance of National Library Week, April 23rd through the 29th, celebrating theme, There's More to the Story, and encourage all residents to visit our beautiful library and to explore the resources and services. So congratulations, guys. Doing a great job. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Next one, Bill.
Mental health fund.
Mental health. So I'm going to stay down here because I know we have a big group coming up. So whereas mental health is essential to everyone's overall health and well-being, and whereas mental illnesses are real and prevalent in our nation, and half of us will have a mental health diagnosis at some point in our lives. And whereas anyone experiencing stress, trauma, anxiety, heightened levels of depression should feel comfortable in seeking help and support to manage these times. Whereas engaging in prevention, early identification, and early intervention are effective ways to reduce the burden of mental illnesses. Whereas the city of Hackensack declared themselves as stigma-free and will continue to support the stigma-free initiative, now therefore I, John P. LaBrosse Jr., Mayor of the city of Hackensack, along with the members of the City Council, do hereby proclaim May 2023 as Mental Health Month and call upon residents, government agencies, schools, private businesses, nonprofits, and other groups to join in activities to strengthen and protect the mental health of our community. So, that's that. Give that to, who should we give this to?
Susan.
Susan?
Give it to Susan.
Okay, so the health department will grab that. Next, what do you got next?
The next one is the high school drama
Okay.
competition for Chicago, that's the frame.
So, can I have the cast of Chicago standing up here, please? Come on. So, the play Chicago, the high school version of the play Chicago was just recently done in the Hackensack. Come up here. It was recently done in the Hackensack. Let's go way across. And I know there's a lot of you couldn't make it because I know there was a lot more than this involved that night, but this is still a good showing, so thank you for coming tonight. But I got to tell you something, I went to the show, it was awesome. My wife and I have been to a lot of high school plays, and this was probably one of the best, if not the best we've ever seen. So you guys did a fantastic job, from the stage crew, to the costumes, to the entertainment, the dancing, singing, everything was great, all right? You did a wonderful job, and the city appreciates that. We were so happy to have it in the Hack Pack. Mr. Gaines, wonderful job, you and your crew. Anthony, Michelle, sorry. Great job, and great mentors, and great guys to be teaching you this. I know how important programs like this are. My son, who was actually an athlete, was injured and had to sit out a year. He didn't know what to do with himself because he couldn't play his activity. And he tried out for the school play and ended up getting the lead in Greece. So, and it saved his high school life because he was so depressed that he couldn't wrestle at the time, and was very, very happy with his results trying out for the school play. So I know how important these things are, all these programs, whether it's sports, whether it's school plays, whether it's dance, whatever it is, it's very important to have all these programs for all you kids. So here's the proclamation. It reads, whereas Chicago, the musical based off the 1926 play of the same name, is a satirical story about the corruption within the criminal justice system and the concept of the celebrity criminal. And whereas, did you write this?
I didn't write this, I swear.
Whereas while set in the 1920s, Chicago is quite the commentary of modern day life in the 21st century. And whereas the young cast of the Hackensack High School production not only portrayed, but embodied the characters with such moxie that the audience was transported back to the roaring 20s. And whereas the hard work and dedication of the cast, crew, and other members of the production team was reflected in the extraordinary show, and I mean extraordinary, they were able to perform on the stage. Now therefore I, John P. LaBrosse Jr., Mayor of the City of Hackensack, with other members of the City Council, do hereby recognize the cast and crew of the Hackensack High School's production of Chicago for their exceptional performance. So thank you, kids, for a wonderful performance. Wonderful. Thank you. We'll get, you guys think that we'll give a phone?
Yeah.
Who's got 14? Oh, they do?
You do?
Is that good?
Can we take it on your
They
phone?
are not good. 14 looks like it.
Here we go.
Should we make it 2 rows? Should we make 2 rows?
You got up in there to be.
Pretend you like each other. Come on. Squeeze in, squeeze in.
There you go.
No moves, no moves.
You got your own paparazzi.
Thank you.
I know it's a full night and not feel obligated to stay. You're more than welcome to stay, but feel free to leave if you'd like. Same with anybody else who's
Thank
already
you.
received a copy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Thank you.
Congratulations, guys.
One more to go.
Congratulations.
I'll wait for them to clear out a little bit.
Tomorrow, okay? That's some money for me.
Make myself comfortable. So this is a special proclamation. And this is a proclamation for our clerks. So whereas the office of the municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world. And whereas the office of the municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the office of the municipal clerk provides the professional link between the citizen, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels. And whereas clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality, impartiality, and I can attest to that, rendering equal service to all. And whereas the municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local governments and community. And whereas municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the municipal clerk through participation in education, programs, seminars, workshops, annual meetings of their state, provincial, county, and international professional organizations. And whereas in honor of Municipal Clerks Week, April 30th through May 6th, 2023, the City Council of the City of Hackensack wishes to recognize its municipal clerk and her staff for vital services and exemplary dedication to the community. Therefore, I, John P. LaBrosse Jr., Mayor of the City of Hackensack, along with the members of the City Council, do hereby recognize the importance of the role and functions of the municipal clerk's office and the impact it has on the public. And salute our municipal clerk, Deborah Carlson, Deputy Clerk Allison Sabai, and support staff Della Di Stefano and Taylor O'Brien for their dedication and commitment to the City of Hackensack citizens and local government. So let's give it up for our clerks, guys. Well, the clerks actually work for the city. They're the only people that really work for the City Council. They work actually right directly for the City Council. And without them, I mean, they take care of all, they go through our emails, they check to make sure we get the information we need, they run our schedules when necessary. So very important part of our job, but they deal with multiple jobs, open requests, all types of different things. They have to look at public records, they look up. It's just an amazing amount of work they do. The amount of, how many open requests a year do we do?
We're up to 450. We're at 450 now, we average about 100 a month.
About 100 a month, so, okay, that's a lot. That's a lot, so they do a great job.
The cake, chocolate cake.
Yes, and they bring cake to the council meeting, so that's another plus. Thank you, ladies, for what you do, we really appreciate it. Thank you. Down to the minutes to approve. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the executive calendar regular meeting of April 11, 2023.
Everybody was here.
Everybody was here?
I
No.
had one.
Need a motion?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Abstain. Councilmember Pataglia. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Thank you. All right, with that, right to the city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. As of May 1st, our recycling collection has been revised to alternate week collection. Bottles and cans will be collected one week, and cardboard and paper will be connected the opposite week. Hang tags will be distributed, and notifications will be posted on social media. Registration for Recreation Summer Playground Program opened on April 10th. Be sure to register your child for a fun-filled summer experience. The City Shred event is scheduled for Saturday, June 24th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and that'll be at Johnson Park. The city, along with the Shade Tree Committee, will host an Arbor Day celebration on April 28th this weekend at 10 a.m. at Union Street Park. This year's tree will be planted in memoriam of Al Chanel Jr., a Hackensack employee for over 35 years, and the tree supervisor from 2004 to 2017. Hackensack Police Department will be hosting our 22nd Annual Youth Academy from August 21st to August 25th. Please contact the Hackensack PD for applications or refer to our website. The PBA will be hosting their second annual car show on June 11th at the Costco parking lot. Please refer to social media for registration, information, and details. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. That was June 11th for the car show?
That's correct.
Thank you.
At Costco.
All right. Moving on to new business, resolution 166
Now,
dash.
we have the.
Oh, sorry, Main Street Alliance budget.
Budget here.
So who's going to present that budget?
Do you want to read yours?
Don Peter?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I didn't see it.
Mayor, Deputy Mayor,
Mr. Peters?
City Council members. The budget has been available to the public since the last meeting. It represents an increase from last year, but along with that increase comes a lot of extra responsibilities. I'm hoping that by now everybody's seen the wonderful impact of the new Clean and Green programs on Main Street. You will shortly see some beautiful flowers that have been added, and the budget really takes into account a lot of the blocking and tackling that we needed to do this year to make sure that we start off on the right foot. We think that's been done. If there's anybody that has any questions, there's a lot more to come, but we knew that we had to start at the very beginning and make sure that we get off properly.
Any comments? Yeah?
Looking forward to a great year.
You just need to
Open it to the
open to the public.
Oh, have to open the public, sorry.
Once you're done.
All right, need a motion to open the public.
Let
Oh.
Deputy Mayor finish.
You said open it to the public?
I said once she was.
See what I mean about clerks?
I was listening.
No, I was just commenting on, we're looking forward to a great year. The streetscape is almost finished now, Lower Main, finally, we had a week with that federal grant money, so finally that's almost done, as Erin reported in the earlier meeting. How's it going with the new folks that are doing the cleanup and the garbage and stuff?
It's actually turning out quite well. I've had nothing but finally pictures of nice looking things instead of pictures of weeds and things like that.
Wonderful.
And I'm very happy not to have received anything else. It's been really quite nice. And I'll tell you, the folks doing the work are really doing a great job. And just so that I could better understand, I actually did some of the weeding and I did some of the garbage collection just so I could understand what truly goes into this. And it's quite a bit of work. And I'm very proud of the teams that are putting it all together.
Great, let's hope we continue to have a wonderful year. Thanks, and please convey our thanks and appreciation to the rest of the Alliance.
I will, thank you very much.
Leo?
Okay, second for you.
Derek?
Yes, likewise, thank you very much.
Greatly appreciate all the work down there, especially at the, the new streetscape area at the south end. It's looking good. Looking forward to the lights getting up and the trees starting to bud and really starting to look like a beautiful downtown Main Street. So thanks for all your work. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Need a motion to open to the public, please? Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Aye. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Aye. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Anybody who would like to speak to the Main Street budget and the Main Street budget only, please come forward. Seeing no members of the public, motion to close to the public.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Aye. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Aye. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
The resolution will be in the body of the meeting.
That's it. Thank
Thanks
you.
so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Now we can go to new business. Resolution 166-23.
This is
This is a resolution for the final adoption of ordinance number 12-2023, an ordinance to amend chapter 175 of the Code of the City of Hackensack zoning in order to revise and clarify requirements for development in split zone lots. This ordinance has been published according to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Okay, need a motion to open to the public.
Offer.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Anybody from the public who'd like to speak to this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward. Seeing no members of the public, motion to close to the public.
Offer.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Need a motion to adopt this ordinance.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 12-2023 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 167-23.
This is a resolution for the final adoption of ordinance number 19-2023, an ordinance adopting the 251 Railroad Avenue plan within the redevelopment area consisting of block 356, lot 1. This ordinance has been published according to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Need a motion to open to the public, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Anyone from the public would like to speak to Resolution 167-23, please come forward. Seeing no one from the public, motion to close.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 19-2023 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 168-23.
This is a resolution for the final adoption of ordinance number 22-2023, an ordinance to amend chapter 88 of the Code of the City of Hackensack Fire Prevention, section 88-6, amendments, modifications, and supplements to standards. This ordinance has been published according to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Need a motion to open to the public, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Anyone from the public who'd like to speak to Resolution 168-23, please come forward. Seeing no members of the public, motion to close.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Need a motion to adopt the ordinance.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Questions?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 22-2023 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 169-23.
This is a resolution for final adoption of ordinance number 23-2023, an ordinance fixing and determining municipal class position titles and salary ranges for certain contractual and non-contractual officers and employees of the City of Hackensack. This ordinance has been published according to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Need a motion to open to the public.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Anyone from the public who'd like to speak to ordinance 169-23, please come forward. Seeing no members from the public wishing to speak, motion to close.
Offer.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Need a motion to adopt the ordinance, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 23-2023 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 170-23.
This is a resolution for the introduction of ordinance number 24-2023, a bond ordinance providing for the Green Street Combined Sewer Overflow Separation Project by and in the city of Hackensack, in the county of Bergen, state of New Jersey, appropriating $40 million therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $8 million bonds or notes to finance the cost thereof.
Need a motion to introduce the ordinance?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance 24-2023 is introduced is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on May 9, 2023 at 8:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law, with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 171-23.
This is a resolution authorizing tax refunds for state court judgments.
Need a motion?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 172-23.
This is a resolution authorizing tax appeal attorney to settle the cases on the attached list dated April 17, 2023, that were scheduled for trial or settlement.
Need a motion, please?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 173-23.
A resolution adopting the Main Street Business Alliance 2023 budget.
Need a motion?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 174-23.
Resolution authorizing contract for engineering services for Johnson Park Sports Facility earthwork preparation to Suburban Consulting Engineers.
Motion, please.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 175-23.
A resolution awarding change order number 4 to Suburban Engineering for additional subcontractor services for the Voorhees Sewer Lift Station Improvements Project.
Need a motion, please?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 176-23.
A resolution authorizing a 2023 emergency temporary appropriation for the temporary budget.
Need a motion?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 177-23.
This is a resolution authorizing a community service contribution agreement between Hackensack University Medical Center and the city of Hackensack.
Need a motion?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor
I
LaBrus.
recuse myself. Resolution 178-23.
This is a resolution authorizing payment of bills.
Need a motion to pay the bills?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay, before we go through the consent agenda, does any members of this council have any conflicts?
179-23.
Which one?
179-23.
Okay. You need to abstain from that?
Yeah.
Okay, anyone else? Nobody else? So just please pull resolution 179-23.
Thank you.
The following items are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted in one motion. Any item requiring expenditure are supported by a certification of availability of funds. Any item requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda. And consent items will be reflected in full in the minutes, including any exceptions and/or deletions. It consists of Resolution 180-23 through 186-23. Resolution 180-23 is a resolution authorizing leave of absence without pay for Rocco Eduardo, police officer, from March 29, 2023 to April 30, 2023. Resolution 181-23 is a resolution authorizing recreation refunds. Resolution 182-23 is a resolution authorizing raffle licenses for middle school PTA and Fanny Hillers PTA. Resolution 183-23 is a resolution conditionally designating CBD Hackensack Developer LLC, the redeveloper of Block 402, lots 12, 16.01, and 16.02 within the 360 Main Street YMCA redevelopment plan area. Resolution 184-23 is a resolution authorizing an ambulance reimbursement. Resolution 185-23 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement for Cleary Jacoby Alfieri Jacobs LLC as city attorney. And Resolution 186-23 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement for Shurian Edwards, Buzak, and Nolan LLC as special counsel for affordable housing.
Thank you. Need a motion to adopt the consent agenda as it was just read.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. I need resolution 179-23.
This is a resolution of the City of Hackensack authorizing the acceptance of a State of New Jersey Department of Law and Public Safety 2023 Summer Expansion Programs Grant.
Need a motion, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Abstain.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay, with that I need a motion open to the public.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Anyone from the public who would like to speak, please come forward, give your name to the clerk, you will have 3 minutes.
Good evening, Reverend Davis. Just want to make a statement. I never received an answer to my last question when I was here about affordable housing being made available first to Hackensack residents. But although I did not receive that answer, wasn't really expecting one because I think it was not in writing. I am very happy that some developers have opened up the departments to affordable housing, even though it's not announced publicly. I do know it has been done. So I'm glad of that. And I just want to say for the work group that have worked so hard the past 2.5 years pushing affordable housing, that's how important it was for us. I'm very proud of every one of those members. They're all homeowners, but they were fighting for people who they thought were less fortunate than we were. We wanted to make sure that they had a place to live in Hackensack. Number 2, I sent an email to the city manager and to the mayor about Central Avenue and Railroad again. After last meeting when I was here and I brought that up, again, we have another accident on Central Avenue and Railroad. My suggestion was a blinking stop sign. That would be the most inexpensive thing to do at first. It's not something unusual. It's at other locations in Hackensack. I don't know what it is about that area. And even though there haven't been a lot of accidents, there have been a lot of near accidents, I see them all the time. So I came to church 2 weeks ago on a Sunday morning, and here again, right before church, there's another accident. Something has to be done before somebody is killed in that spot. And my last thing is the lights on Stanley Place. I like the lighting. I approve of the lighting. I know to 1 or 2 it might be a little bit too bright, but I like it. It makes me feel, I think it makes most of us feel just a little bit more comfortable. I know for myself, my daughter and I are constantly coming into the house, and we come in late sometimes at night, sometimes 1 o'clock in the morning. And I know one thing my son was concerned about since my husband passed, that we're walking into on a dark street, even though we have a porch light. So I, for one, approve of that lighting, and I hope that you leave the new lighting as bright as it is. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to speak to that stop sign issue real quick. We do have, and Vince, we have at Main Street where it crosses that track, there's blinking signs. They're pretty bright too, so let's please look into that. Next person, please.
I'm Rich Serbo, Spring Valley Avenue, Hackensack. You know, I don't like to repeat myself, but that's what this is all about, repeating ourselves constantly, week after week, or what is it, 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, after 2 weeks. Spring Valley Avenue needs attention. Okay, another thing is traveling east on Spring Valley, if you're in a car, okay, a bus will cross the line because there's not enough room going west on Spring Valley. So I'm telling you, it's dangerous too, especially at night if it's raining. It's a dangerous road. There's too many buses and they're all empty. Every bus is empty. Check it out. Maybe you'll see a rider on a bus occasionally, but every one of during the rush hour also, every one of them are empty. And this is incredible what's going on. It's like some kind of a parade on Spring Valley Avenue. All right, that's enough. All right, so Monday is May 1st, and we pay our taxes, okay? So we get a little sore sometimes when we have to empty our checking account to pay our taxes. And I just want to comment on one of the, what was the number? We don't get a sheet anymore here about the community contribution from the hospital. Okay, great, that's wonderful. Well, can we make a community contribution instead of paying our taxes or paying our full taxes? Or lots of these other places, maybe we can get a pilot payment too, okay? So I want to comment on what is clear about the hospital and what they're paying, what's the contribution, how does that let them off the hook for paying their whole tax burden, and what about everything else? The schools in town that pay nothing, okay, they're reaping profits, those schools that are here in town. And lots of buildings that I mentioned, no one said anything about. All those government buildings are getting a pass, don't they? Why can't they contribute? If there's a contribution from the hospital, let's use the word and get everybody to make a contribution. And lastly, why not the houses of worship making a contribution? Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I clarify? Yeah, just to be clear, the agreement deals with the non-taxable properties of the HUMC. They have taxable properties for which they're taxed like everybody else. As everybody knows, there are certain non-taxable properties by nonprofits, churches, government facilities like Bergen County has. This agreement addresses the contribution that the hospital is going to be making for those properties that are exempt from taxation. So they're not getting a break on any of their taxable properties. This is something completely separate, and there should not be any misunderstanding on that point.
So what distinguishes them? What are taxable and what are not taxable?
Generally speaking, it comes down to the purpose of the property. If a hospital or any nonprofit owns a property that is used for a taxable, purpose, a profit-making purpose, as opposed to the nonprofit medical portions of the hospital, then those would be taxable. And there's a whole body of law as to what is taxable and what is non-taxable, specifically including when it comes to medical facilities. So this is standard, and it's not determined by the city or by negotiation. It's determined by the assessors and the tax courts and the laws of the state of New Jersey.
Next, please.
Good evening, Bridget, Hackensack. The lighting, thank you. It makes Stanley Place look so much safer. The only issue that I did have, and I did speak to Jackie and Jan about the lighting that was changed. One of the lightings was changed, which is the one they put nearest to my driveway. When I spoke to Jackie, she said that it was not done through the city. It was done by PSE&G. I got a letter in the mail from the neighbor across the street who made the complaint about it being too bright and shining into her living room. So I suggested maybe you should buy drapery and not, what do you call it, the shears, the soft shears. That way you won't see the lighting from the street. So the controversy here is the rest of the street has this 3 bulb lighting. The one that was changed out has a whole different panel. Mr. Caruso, I guess you saw the pictures?
I did.
Okay. So I am asking the city to change it back to what the other lighting that goes from Railroad all the way up to the dead end of Stanley. That one lighting should not be changed because we only had one person that actually made a complaint on a block of what, almost 30 homes? One person.
We're not changing yours.
It was changed. I have the picture.
Yours?
Yeah, it was changed.
Okay.
So I wanted to go back to the original lighting that was put in when they first put it up.
They changed the LED?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Okay.
So I talked to the PSENG guy. He said he got the orders from his supervisor, who got the
Did it come
orders
from
from the city. He said the city.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said,
Like Jackie told you, it didn't come from us.
on one hand, someone
You know
saying
who did
this.
call?
She did call, right, she did call. She wrote it in her letter that she
Yeah.
mailed to my home. Yes, she did. And I said to her, you shouldn't have done that. You should have called the city first and spoken to someone within the city manager's office about the lighting. It's not fair to have the street lit up the way it should be and then to have this one light that's not. There were 2 incidents on my block. One involved my son, another one involved my sister and my niece. And the police were called, and within that whole activity, whoever it was got arrested around the corner on Railroad with 2 gun clips and drugs. So like I said, sometimes neighbors don't know what goes on at night when, you're coming home, like Reverend Davis said, 1 o'clock in the morning, you don't know. I try to explain to her, Hackensack is not yesteryears of what it used to be, where the neighbors would leave their doors unlocked and people could go from yard to yard. It's not like that anymore. So I would just like, city, please, PSENG, and have that lighting changed back to what it was originally when it was put up. Thank you very much.
Next person from the public, please.
Good evening, my name is Dora Davis from Hackensack. I'm speaking on behalf of Carolyn Davis, who's my mother. She just wants to thank Mr. Dibbs for the picture of Broadway School that is right in the lobby.
You're welcome. We want to make sure that he'll appreciate that. Thank you, Reverend. Next person from the public. Seeing no members of the public, motion to close to the public. Second. Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Aye. Councilmember Castillo. Aye. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
All right.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming. I just wanted to mention and thank a few people that made baseball and softball at Hackensack's opening day such a success. We had a really great turnout. It was a beautiful day. Thank you to the members of our rec department and our sanitation department for really getting everything ready and setting everything up. The kids had a great time. And especially to all our volunteer coaches who were there and are dedicating their time. That's it for me. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks. It was an interesting evening. We had a lot of activity early on, and it was nice to have our 2 sergeants promotions here with their families and even the boys, and always nice to see promotions within the ranks of police, fire, etc. Our library receiving this wonderful recognition for best library in Bergen County. Again, we know that we have a fantastic library, but it's nice to hear that everyone else in Bergen County agrees with us. So that was really nice to be able to celebrate that as well. Mental health month, the high school production. I mean, all the students that came, and you could see how happy and excited they were. I'm glad we got to do that for them. The wonderful production they put on at the high school. And of course, our great clerks that we're always impressed by what you do, not only for us, but for everyone that comes into their office as well. I like to go over some of the highlights of the things I'm involved in, and there was a couple of things for the development that were on tonight. One was about the affordable housing project that's moving forward with the redevelopment plan. We've talked about this a number of times, 24 affordable housing units going into the Railroad Avenue location that's nearest to Central and First. Another one was a designation of a potential developer for the YMCA properties. That's something that has been going back and forth for quite a while. It looks like we're finally seeing progress there. The developer is Canoe Brooks Development, and we wish them well and hope that they'll move forward and get more details of their plan. The preliminary plan we discussed with them looks to be about 300 units, but maintaining, we asked for an open plaza there on that corner, because it's a prominent corner, so they would comply with that as well, so there would be like a 40-foot setback for an open plaza on that corner of what it means. So I think it sounds like it's gonna be a local project. A couple other things on tonight, there was a $40 million bond ordinance that is looking to do hazard mitigation and storm CSO separation, stormwater management in the Green Street area. We've talked on and on about our first project, which was in the Clay Street area. The Green Street area was what has been designated as our second biggest issue for flooding and stormwater and CSO overflows. So the city was very fortunate to receive a $32 million grant for hazard mitigation in that particular area, of which the city would supplement that with an additional $8 million, making it a $40 million project. If anyone who's interested, we had Aaron come in and give a high-level overview of what their plans are at this point during the committee of the whole, but kind of just, if we think about what we're doing in the Clay Street area, this would be something similar, where there'd be another outflow probably coming through the river around where the Costco is. So we would again be diverting more of the stormwater, and we would be doing sewer separation there, and hopefully, avoiding and putting an end to some of the overflows and the flooding in that particular area. So this is another huge project for the city with sewer management. And then finally, the Hackensack University Medical Center agreement. 6 years ago, the city entered into a host community agreement with them for $4 million a year. It was a 6-year agreement. That agreement is up at the end of 2022 this year. So we negotiated to roll that over for another 6 years. So that's again a $4 million contribution on their tax exempt properties. They also pay taxes on their taxable properties, which comes to close to, I think, just a hair under $5 million a year. Plus they pay additionally for some air rights, et cetera. So the city has a wonderful relationship with Hackensack University Medical Center, and we greatly benefit by seeing this additional revenue. And we're true partners, and we're very happy to have this thing settled and be moving on. And thanks everyone for coming. Hope I didn't bore you with my highlights, but I think sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of an explanation of the things we voted on tonight. So have a nice evening and safe ride home.
Thank you to the secretaries of the city, Davey, Allison, Della, Taylor, for everything you do for us. And congratulations again to the 2 new sergeants. And I don't know if you noticed it, but they're gonna fix the railroad crossings in Excess Street, Passage Street, and Elm. And we're gonna go out for bid for Cabot Park next week and Johnson Park. Summit Avenue is gonna get done from Passage Street all the way to Spring Valley Avenue. I noticed it the other day that we got police presence in Spring Valley. I saw one of the police officers that they got 2 cars issued ticket before there was a speeding. Not only west, but they got people going east too. And the next thing that I got is related to the e-bikes. You guys saw on TV how many fires they got in New York City with these particular e-bikes. They are using the wrong batteries because they don't use the batteries that come with the bike. They buy the cheap batteries, and when they are charging the batteries, sometimes they blow up and create fire. So if anybody got this type of bike, if they're going to charge it, please do it outside in an aisle when there's no people there, because the fire that these particular batteries start, they go really quick. Have a nice, thank you for coming.
Yes.
First of all, congratulations to the 2 new sergeants. I hope they do a fine job in our city and keep us well protected, and I wish them a lot of luck. I'm very happy with our Johnson library. I grew up going there a heck of a lot as a youngster. I'm so proud that it is now the gem of Bergen County. The high school kids, the students here, it was great seeing them. I didn't get a chance to see the play, but I heard it was fantastic. And hopefully in the future I get to see a couple plays by the high school students. And for the clerks, you know, you guys are fantastic. You know, I know Debbie for a while, and you ladies do a fantastic job. As for the parks, I'm glad we're going out to bid now, so we get some of these things taken care of that's needed. We need to start breaking ground as soon as possible and get these parks up and running. With that being said, I wish everyone a safe evening, and God bless.
Thank you, Jared. So we recently had opening day for baseball at Hackensack. We had a nice showing. It went very smoothly. It was a nice day to play ball. A lot of kids had their first game that day, first ever game too. My usual catcher was not available that day because he's he's on the injured reserve list. But I had my backup, Mr. Battaglia, stepped right in and did a nice job catching. Thank you, Coach.
Hopefully I'll be back next year, man.
Next year you'll be back. Yep. So looking forward to that. Congratulations for the 2 sergeants who were just sworn in tonight. Great words by the director on the responsibility that you're going to have as police officers, how important it is to not just the council, but to the whole community, more to the community than the council has. Great job, and best of luck to them. Chicago, I was lucky enough to go. My wife and I went to the play, the high school play. It was awesome. The kids did a great job. I think they had 4 sold-out performances at the Hackensack, which is, that's over 800 people went. That's great. And, oh yes, we had discussion tonight. There's going to be cameras throughout the city, security cameras that we're putting in strategic spots throughout the city. That will be made public later on when those exact locations are put out. And we're looking at a lot of high-tech ways to change policing. Our police director is working very hard, doing what other cities who are, you know, more technologically advanced than most cities, he's looking to do with some of the things they're going to do, which are going to help keep us safer. Drones, for instance, will be flying around, can get to the scene of a fire or a car crash or a robbery or an injury or a crime much faster than a police car. They just zoom over there and the camera gives the information as the police or fire or emergency services are on their way there. So that's going to be a great benefit to us to have that. And that'll all be run from an emergency command center right here in City Hall somewhere on the property. You're right.
No, that's
Oh, all right.
And then we're gonna do the control room with the.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna have, we'll have a new control room for that. Kudos to the library, Best in Bergen County, voted by 201 Magazine, did a great job. It's probably the most historical library in Bergen County, if not the state. It's really a beautiful library. If you haven't been there, if you're new to the city, take a quick tour of our library, it's wonderful. Very happy with the way, clerks, what's this about clerks? Oh, that's right, it's Clerks Week. So you guys are the best. Without these guys, we'd be lost.
Yes.
We'd be, how do you do this, how do you do that? Matter of fact, I have to do.
Never again, never again.
I have to do my financial discipline. Yeah, Dave's proof that how hard it is. Just watch last meeting's council meeting. last council meeting. He did okay, but he wasn't you guys. So.
And you don't have a voice at the end of the night, that's the thing.
She keeps wondering why she loses her voice, but what she does is talk. So, but they do all the things behind the scenes that nobody sees that we need to get our job done, all the information we need to get, all the events that are out there, pick up the scissors, pick up the ribbon, all the, for the ribbon cutting, all the little things that nobody thinks of. That's you guys. Don't lose the scissors. I lost a pair of scissors. So great job, guys, and keep up the good work. Main Street, very happy, especially with the Main Street. It's almost done as far as the streetscaping's done from top to bottom. It's been a long journey getting this done, but it's getting there. Main Street's gonna look very nice this year with the trees as they start, the new trees as they start to bloom. And the restaurants opening with the people eating on the sidewalks, you know, al fresco, and yeah, it's gonna be nice. I wanna thank this council for their commitment to address the combined sewer issue. Again, with this bond tonight, we're getting $32 million of free money by spending $8 million. It's a pretty good deal. We're one of 3 municipalities in Bergen County that have combined sewers. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's just when your raw sewage mixes with your stormwater, all right? And it all goes to the BCUA, which is the Bergen County Utilities Authority, to be treated. The problem with that is when there's bad flooding, all right, that water ends up in the Hackensack River. Hackensack, as a city, is allowed 4 overflows per year. We've been averaging over 70 overflows into the Hackensack River. The EPA and the DEP mandated that we work on our combined sewers, and we have been doing that for years now, and it's getting much, much better. We're way ahead of the other 2 municipalities as far as getting it done. Right now, we're in the ballpark, probably between $80 and $100 million committed to fix flooding and combined sewers. So that's a big undertaking. And all this, we haven't raised taxes in 3 years. So kudos to everybody for staying on the same page with that. Upcoming programs, please check our website. You've got some stuff coming up that's important. You've got Slam Dunk to Junk Day, where we clean up the parks, is coming up. It's this weekend. You've got, I gotta see if I can make that. Other programs coming up. There's a hazardous waste that the county does in the first week of May, I think. If you have paints or anything like that, you can take it up there and get rid of it instead of it sitting in your house and possibly contaminating your property. Also, the summer concert series isn't posted yet, but it's gonna be one of the best ever. I think we're having 5 or 6 concerts this year. 4th of July, we're bringing back Hackensack's own Filet of Soul for the 4th of July celebration. That'll be a great show.
Gucci fireworks.
Yeah, and Gucci fireworks that we had last year did an outrageous job. So we're looking forward to that again. And now that parking lot is open, that we can use. So, anything else in the council? Oh, Arbor Day is Thursday at 10 o'clock. All right, it's going to be at Union Street Park right over here. And we'll be honoring one of our, in memoriam, there'll be a tree dedicated to Al Butchie Chanel. He was a 35-year employee of the Hackensack. He was a tree supervisor from 2004 to 2017. So this will be planted in his honor. If you get a chance, stop by. It's always a nice celebration.
Friday, right?
That's Friday, yes. Friday, yes. 10 o'clock. Friday the 28th.
Union Street Park.
Yep, Union Street Park. So if you can make it, please come by. And with that, I wish everybody a safe trip home, wonderful weekend, rest of your week. All right, enjoy. Motion to close the meeting.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Aye. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia. Councilmember Carroll.
All right.
Mayor Lopez.
All right.